All right. Peace and blessings. I want to talk about staying grounded during the holiday time and just continue to piggyback off myself from other videos and how I express being grounded and keeping your sense of awareness of yourself and continuing to deal with how you want the outcome of your new self to be once you've lost a loved one. Took me a second to get them words. I was thinking about something else I was going to say, but sometimes I just have to let my inner spirit talk. So, during this holiday time, I tell you guys. So today is December 23rd. Monday, December 23rd. And so I tell you guys, I look at people on Facebook and they are like, they depressed, and they upset and they are just so distraught because they lost a loved one. You guys gotta excuse me, I got a little nasal situation going on. But people just get so down around the holiday times. And so even before I started recording these auto talk videos, I started to tell my friends, family, loved ones, people like, don't get so upset. You created those memories with that loved one that's transitioned or passed, or however you want to phrase it. Remember those times and remember just the feeling that you got. So um, so I'm gonna just give you a little backdrop to this story real quick. I promise I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. In 2015, I was offered a job. I had been trying to get a job at the post office forever because everybody like, you work at the post office, you gonna make some money. So I was like, damn, it's the holiday season. Let me put my resume in 2015. Let me try to get this little seasonal job. They offered me a seasonal job. I mean, and if anybody has ever went through a hiring process with the post office, you know that they are aggressive. They send you a little thing and they want you to be at this meeting center within like the next 48 hours. They want you taking your drug test. They didn't schedule you to do all of this stuff before you could even basically say, hi, I'm the person you sent the email to, right? So I had the opportunity to start this job 17 an hour, and I'm at the position that I was in at the time. I was like, this is can be a little good grind for me right quick. This is money changing. I need to take this opportunity. And then the following year, 2016, I was moving my mom here. So I was like, this is going to give us the leverage that we need together to move mom down to Texas and all of this stuff. So I had to make a decision between taking that job at the post office and going home, spending like a month with my mom and cleaning out her apartment. And I made a lot of videos. You guys can go back because, what I'm saying, on Facebook and take a look during that year. I recorded all kinds of stuff. And not knowing, me just being me. I'm out here on location and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I got to point to this story, I promise. So, I did that and I'm so glad that I didn't take that job at the post office and I went home in 2015 to be with my mom because in May of 2016 she passed right after I moved her here. She was here for 2 weeks. So during this time, just being at home with my mom in my mom's apartment, I'm throwing stuff away. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm learning my mom all over again because you know what I'm saying? I'm an older adult at this point. She's a little older at this point, and we are clashing. I'm like, oh, you got white Jesus hanging all up in your house. And she was like, you gonna quit calling him white Jesus? I was like, but this is white Jesus. This is white Jesus. We clashed on that so many times, and she was like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who are you turning into? And I was like, I'm getting spiritually grounded. I'm trying to tell you. So, towards the end of us closing out, she didn't take none of her white Jesus pictures. And I was so proud of my mom. She was like, you can leave these. We don't need these. We're going to get some black Jesus pictures. So anyways, enough of the Jesus. But this is Jesus is in this story because this is the season that I'm referring to. So today I went on Facebook, and Facebook likes to remind you of stuff that happened 5, 6 years ago, who you was friends with. And I took this video, and me and my mom was out tearing the town down. It was cold as hell, and we was out there up at Severance just shopping. Ashley Stewart, grocery store, mall. We had been on the bus. We had been everywhere. My mom just had some chips, and we was out just blowing it. And so I had bags and she had bags all on the back of her little hover around, and we was out there just shopping. And all day long, I'm out here on location, me and my mama, you know what I'm saying? We had such a good time that year. Me and my mom sat down at the Hard Rock cafe place in Cleveland downtown, and that was the first time that me and my mom had ever went and had a dinner together. And I told her, I said, Ma, this is the first time as me being an adult or in general, like, people wouldn't believe that was the first time me and my mom ever sat down and had a dinner, just me and my mom. And so, people take those kind of things for granted. If you got a parent that wants to go out with you to eat and do things like that, do it with your parent. I got a chance to go with my mom, and even though my mom was kind of she was still mobile, but she was disabled so somewhat, and she stood up and went to the bathroom, and we did, I mean, my mom showed out that day. She did everything. And I felt like during that time my mom was showing out because she knew she was leaving to come here. That's what I thought. But she talked to everyone before she left Cleveland and told them something. I never knew, but I always seen the facial expression on that person that she talked to before they said bye, and it always looked sad. And so I told her, I said, Mom, if you getting ready to come to Houston and die, I said, don't do this. Don't do this. Like, I said it like just straight up with her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you know something, let me know. She ain't tell me. So anyways, moving forward, I was glad I got to spend that month with her in Cleveland. I had a good time. We had a good time. We did everything that my mom wanted to do, everything that I wanted to do. We spent that time together. So this is the point of this story. It takes so much energy for somebody to be sad and depressed. Remember good times that you had with that person. Oh my God, I just cannot express it enough. I cannot stand to see people depressed. Oh, it bothers me to a whole. Hold on a second. That's some good tea I made. Oh my God. It's turmeric, cardamom spice, scallion, which is a better grade of cinnamon. What else did I put in there? I put like a little itty bit of raw honey and little bit of nutmeg. So basically I made a chai tea. But anyways, just think of the good things. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the second part of this story. So the year before that, 2015, my mom had a back surgery. That's when they realized her kidneys was failing. Her legs had kind of lost its feeling, and she had to go to the hospital. And I was calling her and I couldn't get an answer. And someone called me from her phone and said, your mom's kidneys was failing. They had to hurry up and put her on dialysis. That was the first time that I had ever had a medical situation where I didn't know what was going on in Cleveland. And by the time I found out, she was already in surgery, and it was a life-saving situation. So I went up there. I always used to go home. I went up there, and when I tell you I always used to go home, I ain't play no games. I've been in the middle of New York, walking through Flatbush, and my mama say I need you, and I done changed planes, flights, and everything, and it got to her from wherever I am. I never played games with getting home to my mom or my grandmother for that matter. So they sent her to a rehabilitation place. I went to the rehabilitation place and took a tree and set it up. So every year we celebrated. It didn't matter how or where we were. We made the best of everything. And that's my point. Make the best of things. So once my mom passed, I felt like she went out with a bang that Christmas. She passed in May, but the December before that I went home, I felt like it was just an awesome closeout to Christmas. I stopped celebrating Christmas completely. I just didn't put no trees up or nothing. So my boyfriend was like, we didn't have to separate and come back together and separate and come back together. It's part of a relationship sometimes. Sometimes people go through life changes and or interruptions within life, and you just have to do that. But he basically told me as long as he's been knowing me, he never knew me to put up a tree. And he was like, the year I met you, you had this tree sitting outside on the porch. And he was like, I don't know why you were saving it. It wasn't Christmas. He was like, Christmas had passed, but the tree was still out there. He was like, and I remember you complaining about the pine needles poking you and stuff like that. He was like, so what was the deal with that? And I told him, like, I had bought a tree, and I kept it a little longer, and then I dragged it out on the porch outside, and I just never dragged it to the dumpster. I didn't know what to do with it. So, it's that was 2000. It might have been 2016, but that was like the last time that I celebrated Christmas, buying a tree, doing gifts, doing any of those things. And it's for several different reasons. I think my number one reason is that, like I said, with the situation with my mom, I think it just went out with a bang. I was like, why try to top it? I don't have children. You know what I'm saying? I have no siblings. So I'm like, why try to top that? That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? She went out like Elvis. Like, it was just grand. So I was like, I'm not gonna top this. Why try? Especially, you know what I'm saying? Just being, no children, no siblings. And so I just let it go. And then this year he asked me if we wanted to celebrate Christmas. And not so much celebrating Christmas. That's exactly what he said. Not so much celebrating Christmas because our traditions are a little different. Our beliefs are a little more spiritual. We don't get caught up in names and the aspects of certain things that certain Christians do. We've let that go and progressed, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm glad that we share that common ground. So, but he still wanted us to do a form of thankfulness to each other, and I'm grateful for that, and that's why we're doing it. And I looked over there because we have a tree. And I told my friend, I said, we got a tree. And she was so disappointed in me. And I love her for that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't setting myself back no hundreds of years, no 10, 20, 30s of years, or hundreds, me or my people. But I did take this opportunity for us to come together and do this. So that's the point of this Altar Talk, 11, almost 12 minutes in. You know what I mean? Try to uplift yourself by any means necessary. If you got to tap back into the past to get the things that you want out of what you want in life, do it. Do it. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you came from. Be kind to others because, like I have been in Houston 13 years, and there were years where I didn't have anybody. And it's not because I didn't have no friends. I always had friends about, you want to come over? Come over. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I appreciate it, but y'all got all these kids running around this house. So I always just wanted to be in a quiet space. So sometimes I went, some holidays I did, and some I didn't. But it's just important to just kind of remember and ground yourself. Don't be upset. I tell y'all this in every Altar Talk video. You're not alone. And again, you can definitely set you up an altar, light a candle, talk to your loved one, honor them. You know what I mean? And some of you come from these strong, strong, strong Christian whole families. And, they think that that's the devil or it's not of God and things like that. And that's not true. So, you know what I mean? Take the time to just let that loved one know, because I feel like you owe it to them. You owe it to Nana. You owe it to your mama, your daddy, your loved one, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your partner. You owe it to them to give them that honor during that time of year, because we are energy and energy does not die. So, having said that, please keep yourself grounded. I wish you guys can see. Oh, well, you can. I just put it up on Astra's Closet. ASTRAS_CLOSET. I took a picture of a candle that I made by hand. I put my intentions out here in the universe to continually be thankful and grateful for everything. And you guys can see I have my selenite, my clear quartz, and my rose quartz next to my candle. Oh my God, excuse me. And then I have a picture of my mom with Santa Claus on the other end of the TV. So I'm going to put up the pictures because we took plenty of pictures that year. So it's not an altar. It is just a space of love, because I don't believe you should not ever put the living with the dead on an altar. So this is not an altar. It's just a space of love. And, just do what you have to do to make it. Don't worry about what nobody else say. Because when I started reaching out to the spirit realm and stuff like that, my mom was still living. And people were like, what is you talking about? What is this and what is that? And I'm like, well, apparently somebody came to me, and somebody did come to me. And I was on a boat. I was on a boat in the middle of the ocean on a cruise. And one of our family members came to us and gave me 3 keys. And She talked to me and she told me she was there for me, but she told me do not contact her unless it is really serious. And she's like the secret weapon. I only contact her when it's really serious. I know when I can contact her. So, having said that, peace and blessings, you guys. Have a good holiday. Stay grounded. Stay happy. Stay cheerful. Stay motivated. And above all, love yourself. You know what I mean? It's about self-love and about healing. Let all that take place. I love you guys. You can follow me on Astra's Closet. ASTRAS underscore CLOSET. I almost had to sneeze. Astra's Closet on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. And then I got another channel, Marquis Marie, on YouTube as well. MARQUIMARIE. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. If I feel the need, which I might, before the year runs out, I might post another video. I know this one is super long, but thank you guys. Peace and blessings.